Have you ever been told that the very food sitting quietly in your pantry could hold the power to change your health? Melt stubborn belly fat and lower cholesterol without feeling like you're punishing yourself with diets or swallowing pills all day? What if I told you that a humble, often overlooked bean might be the missing key to unlocking the kind of energy, freedom, and confidence you thought belonged only to your younger years? Before you shake your head and say, "Beans? Really?" I want you to stay with me, because what I'm about to share is not only backed by science but also by real stories of people over 50 who have felt their lives shift in ways they never imagined. This is the white bean secret, the cholesterol and belly fat killer that no one seems to talk about, yet it's been right under our noses all along. Now, I don't know about you, but I've noticed something as the years add up. The belly we never used to have shows up out of nowhere. The cholesterol numbers creep higher no matter how carefully we eat, and suddenly, the energy that carried us through our 30s and 40s feels like it's slipping away. Doctors often give us the same advice: eat less, exercise more, maybe consider medication. And while there's truth in that, it often feels incomplete. There's something missing from the conversation. That's when I stumbled upon the unassuming white bean. Not kidney beans, not black beans, white beans, sometimes called cannellini or navy beans. They look ordinary, almost boring, but inside them is a cocktail of nutrients that directly target two of the biggest struggles most of us face after 50: cholesterol and belly fat. And here's where the story gets even better. White beans are packed with soluble fiber. It's the kind of fiber that doesn't just keep things moving, but actually grabs onto cholesterol like a sponge, trapping it before it can enter your bloodstream. Imagine that food that literally helps escort the cholesterol out of your body. That means your LDL, the so-called bad cholesterol, goes down naturally, while your HDL, the good cholesterol, gets a chance to rise. For someone like me who watched a parent battle heart disease, this wasn't just interesting trivia. It was personal. Every time I sat across from a doctor who warned me to watch those numbers, I wished there was something beyond a prescription bottle that could help. When I learned how white beans worked, I realized food could be medicine in the truest sense. But let's talk about the other elephant in the room: belly fat. If you've ever looked in the mirror and wondered why the extra weight always seems to settle right around the middle after 50, you're not alone. Belly fat isn't just a cosmetic issue. It's dangerous because it surrounds vital organs, increasing risks of diabetes, heart disease, and even certain cancers. White beans help here too, and not just because they're low in fat and high in fiber. They contain something called resistant starch. Now, don't let the term scare you. It simply means that part of the carbohydrate in white beans resists digestion in your small intestine and instead ferments in your large intestine. The result: your body produces beneficial short-chain fatty acids that improve insulin sensitivity, lower inflammation, and help burn fat more efficiently. In plain English, white beans trick your body into processing food in a way that reduces belly fat over time. That's powerful. But I want to pause here, because I know what you might be thinking. This sounds too good to be true. If beans are so magical, why isn't everyone talking about them? That's the beauty of it. They're inexpensive, widely available, and not owned by a supplement company that can slap a fancy label and charge you $50 a bottle. They're just beans. And because they're humble, they don't get the marketing spotlight they deserve. Yet, those who start incorporating them regularly into their meals often report changes within weeks: lighter digestion, a flatter midsection, and yes, improved cholesterol numbers at their next checkup. Personally, I've seen it happen with friends and family. One friend of mine, Mark, who turned 62 last year, was skeptical at first. He had struggled with borderline high cholesterol and a growing waistline that frustrated him no matter how many salads he ate. I suggested he try something simple: add a cup of white beans to his meals 3 times a week. Not a diet overhaul, not some extreme cleanse, just beans. Within 3 months, his doctor told him his cholesterol had dropped significantly, and he noticed his pants fit looser without feeling deprived. That's the kind of real-world proof that makes me believe this isn't hype, it's practical wisdom. And here's where I want to invite you in. Have you ever tried using beans consistently as part of your health journey? If so, drop a comment below and share your experience, because your story might inspire someone else watching this. And if you haven't, don't worry. I'm about to share how you can start easily without feeling like you're giving up the foods you love. Before we get into recipes and strategies, let's talk science a little deeper. White beans are rich in magnesium, iron, folate, and plant-based protein. That combination helps stabilize blood sugar, which is critical for those of us trying to avoid the slippery slope into type 2 diabetes. They also contain compounds that act like natural blockers for alpha malase, the enzyme that breaks down starch into sugar. Think about that. White beans slow down the absorption of carbohydrates, which means steadier blood sugar and fewer spikes that lead to cravings and fat storage. So while they're working behind the scenes to reduce cholesterol and belly fat, they're also quietly supporting blood sugar balance, energy levels, and even gut health. The gut piece is huge. After 50, many people struggle with digestion. Constipation becomes more common. Bloating is frustrating. Sometimes we even avoid high-fiber foods because we think they'll make it worse. But soluble fiber, like the kind in white beans, is different. It feeds your good gut bacteria, which in turn produce compounds that reduce inflammation throughout your body. Less inflammation means less joint pain, better skin, clearer thinking. It all connects. The first time I explained this to a group of friends, one of them laughed and said, "So you're saying beans are like a spa treatment for your insides?" And you know what? That's not too far off. Now let's shift to the practical. How do you actually use white beans without getting bored? One of my favorite ways is to mash them into a spread with garlic, olive oil, and a squeeze of lemon, almost like hummus but lighter. You can also toss them into soups, salads, or even blend them into sauces where you won't even notice them, but your body will. If you're someone who likes heartier meals, white beans can be added to chili or stew to give you that comfort food feeling without the heavy toll. And if cooking feels overwhelming, canned white beans are just as effective as dried ones. Just rinse them to remove excess sodium, and you're good to go. The key is consistency, not perfection. Maybe you start with one meal a week and work up to 3 or 4. Over time, the benefits compound. And yes, you may notice some digestive adjustments at first, but that's simply your gut waking up and adjusting. Stick with it, and it gets easier. Here's the bottom line. You don't need to spend hundreds of dollars on fancy supplements, exotic powders, or fad diets. Sometimes the simplest, most affordable foods deliver the greatest impact. White beans prove that. And that's why I call them the cholesterol and belly fat killer. If you've made it this far in the video, it tells me you're serious about your health. And I want to encourage you to take one small step today. Maybe that's picking up a bag of white beans on your next grocery run. Maybe it's trying one of the recipes I mentioned. Or maybe it's simply deciding to explore how food can heal you instead of harm you. Whatever it is, take action. And while you're at it, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more videos like this. We're building a community of people, over 50, who refuse to settle for decline, who believe that aging can mean thriving. Let's walk this path together. I want to end with a twist, because while beans are the star of today's conversation, the real secret isn't beans at all, it's belief. Belief that your body is still capable of change, that your best years aren't locked in the past, that healing can come from choices as small and ordinary as what's on your plate. The white bean is a symbol of that truth. Simple, overlooked, but powerful when given a chance. So next time you stand in your kitchen, staring at the pantry, I hope you see more than just food. I hope you see possibility, resilience, and the reminder that transformation often starts in the most unexpected places. Will you give it a try? The choice is yours. And if you do, don't forget to come back and share your story. I can't wait to hear how the white bean secret changes your life.